Hey, it's Guard here, and whenever you do something, like let's say going fishing, if you had a piece of yarn and a safety pin on it, yeah, you might catch a fish, but it ain't gonna be fun. You need a hook and a line. Well, the same thing when you go camping and you want power in your RV, it's really good to have the proper stuff with you and to have extra things in case of little emergencies pop up. So this is my setup basically on the table here. So if Deb will pan the camera down, it's just a little bit of stuff. But when I first started camping, I had a surge protector because I thought that was really good. And it is good, but it's not great. But what this is really good for is I can plug in to a circuit and I can just look at it and analyze it if it's a good circuit or not. But it doesn't really protect your van or your electronics from other stuff other than a surge. So that's why I bought an EMS. And this will protect you. It'll analyze the circuit. If the circuit's good, it'll pass power through. It'll protect you from open grounds, over voltages, under voltages, surges, all sorts of stuff. So this is very important to have this to protect your electronics in your RV. The next thing is, what do you do with this? Well, I have my power cord. I keep it inside of a nice little bag just to kind of keep it neat. And this is your typical power cord on probably almost every RV out there, except for the ones that have like a smart plug, which has a different connector that plugs into the van. But forgetting that, this is the end that most of this video is going to be about. Is this is where you plug in. When you get to a campground, you plug into the power pedestal. But if you have an EMS, you plug your EMS into it like this, and then now you plug your EMS into the power pedestal. And this also keeps you can help lock it up because you want to secure it, so people will like to steal these. So that would take care of pretty much everything. Your power goes from the power pedestal through the EMS, through the line, and it plugs in to your camper. And like I said, this plug is what probably 99.8% of RVs have for power to get in. Some have just a regular extension cord, like small home built ones, or some will have like a smart plug, which is a different model of a plug that goes into a camper. So what I have here is my bag of stuff. So let's just say you get to a campground and when you plug in, you find out that the 30 amp outlet is no good at that site. Well, you could just not use electricity, or you could test and see if the 50 amp. So I have a 50 amp converter here where I can plug my EMS into it, and now I can plug this into a 50 amp outlet. And hopefully the other outlet will work. So if the 30 is not working, maybe the 50 will work. And you're good because you have this little piece. If you didn't have that, you'd just have no electricity at your campground, your campsite, or you have to move or so. So that takes care of that. But you say, well, what if you want to plug this into somebody's house and they have they said, we have a 20 amp outlet you can plug your van into or your camper into. Well, that's not going to work. You need a plug like this. So you plug this in like that, and now you can plug into just a regular plug on a house. And you know, if you're feeling brave, you can skip the EMS and not use it, and you're probably going to be okay at somebody's house because if it's a good outlet. But I would still suggest using the EMS. So with the EMS, I'll just take it aside because it's easier to hold this. So that would plug into that little 20 amp outlet. And then in my bag stuff, I have these are just like a compact version of this. It's got the 30 amp female and the 20 amp male or 15 amp male, but it's just real compact. But the problem with this is that if you plug this into an outlet, your power cord might not have the room underneath it, that it won't work. So with this, you can plug it in and you can twist it, which is really handy. So we're getting near the end of this stuff, but let me keep on going. This, like I said, is the same as this, and you would plug this into your van or your camper, and this would fit most campers because most of them have this type of a plug, and it's called an L530R. Well, what this would allow you to do is you can plug this in to your van or your camper, and now you just have a regular plug like you'd have, and you can take your extension cord and you can plug your extension cord into it, and then you can run that to somebody's outlet at their house or a generator. But you have no EMS in this way, but this will let you do that. So you could run an extension cord. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. It just keeps getting better and better. This plug plugs into a 30 amp outlet. So like if you want to get further from somebody's house, you could take this and you could plug it into a 30 amp outlet, and you can plug your extension cord into it, and now you could run, if you needed like 50 foot of extension cord. But the problem you run into is you have to make sure you have a heavy duty extension cord. Don't use like a 16 gauge extension cord. This is a 12 gauge. The 10 gauge would be better, but just limit your amps on your settings, so you're not gonna run your air conditioner. You don't really want to pull a lot of current through an extension cord, but just your normal lights and fans, it's okay. So we're gonna get that off the table here. Another little gadget here. This is a 30 amp female, and it plugs into like a generator to have the twist and locks like on my Predator, so I can plug my power cable into my generator and use the 30 amp outlet on the generator. And if your van has a built-in power, an EMS, if it's built in, you need this little neutral bond ground right here, neutral ground bond, so that you won't get a open ground. And that would plug into your generator, and then you could plug your power cord, either an extension cord or the big black one here. You could plug that into the generator and power your RV. So see, that pretty much covers everything. Like I said, it can get to be quite a jigsaw puzzle of stuff. So like just for a little bit of nonsense here, you could take this and you would plug in your EMS. I mean, and this you could end up having to do something like this, and you could plug in your adapter, and then you plug in your extension cord, and now you can, if someone says you can park in my backyard, but I'm 40 foot away from the house, you could still get power, because your extension cord would get you here. This would get you another 25 foot. So it all works out pretty cool. Most of the stuff that I use on an everyday basis is I use my power cord that comes with the RV, and I use my EMS, and that takes care of probably about 98% of the time. Everything I need is just this and this. Like I said, there's the rare occasion that a 30 amp doesn't work and I have to use the 50 amp. And then occasionally, if I want to run a generator, I'll just use my adapter here and I'll plug into the generator. And it all works out great. But I keep it all in some nice little bags. Everything's real handy and it stores nice. And it, like I said, it can make a bad camping trip turn out good if you have the right stuff. Otherwise, you might go to the cabin, the campground office, and they say, "Well, we can sell you one of these that you can buy on Amazon for $10, $15. We can sell you one of these for $40." And you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be here for a week. I need power," and you're gonna end up spending $40 or whatever the campground wants for it, because they kind of have you. So that's why it's nice just to have that just in case, because it doesn't take up much space. Like I said, everything I need, I have it in this little bag. I can even put my, well, no, I keep that in there with this. But it's real simple. And like I said, having the right stuff, it's just what you need. So, thanks for watching. Sorry if I rambled on a little bit. That's me, rambling yard. So y'all take care. Have a great day. Go out and travel, see America. It's a wonderful place. Bye, everyone.